Are you serious? Are you serious? The Panama Papers. Oh boy, here we go. You talk about the greed. You talk about the corruption. You talk about the filthiness of what goes on in the big money changers of the world. You want to know what the Bilderberg Group really is all about? Besides continuing to hold an oppressive power over the world, maintaining superiority of the financial institutions of the world, there's a lot of sleaziness going on everywhere. Matter of fact, I've got several reports here. I'm going to be reading from the Times of Israel. I'm going to be reading also at Yahoo News and also the Crusader Journal. Some of the things that they're bringing out on this. The Crusader Journal says Panama officials say they will work to investigate the offshore bank accounts with the release of the largest monetary financial scandal in modern history through leaked sources inside of a Panama bank. Officials in Panama say they will work diligently to investigate offshore bank accounts. Now, Israeli officials and citizens are growing increasingly alarmed by the amount of Israeli officials that were named in this financial leak. And I mean, we have to be honest. I report it fairly. Also, let me just say quickly, the Kremlin hits out as the Panama Papers finger the Putin circle. All right. So, of course, it's not just big Israeli banking tycoons that are involved in this, but also the Kremlin. Let's read on. A furious Kremlin said this morning it was the target of a plot to destabilize Russia after a massive leak of confidential documents fingered President Vladimir Putin, close associates, along with other world leaders in allegations of shady offshore financial dealings. Now, a year-long worldwide media investigation into a trove of 11.5 million documents leaked from a Panama-based law firm with offices in 35 countries of the world exposed a tangle of offshore financial dealings by the elitist. Now, from Putin's aides to relatives of the Chinese President Xi Jinping, sports celebrities and movie stars alike. Now, this vast stash of records from the legal firm of Mossack Fonseca, the so-called Panama Papers, sounds like a movie, doesn't it? I mean, it seems like you should go get some of these actors we've seen. Go get Daniel Craig, Pierce Bronson. I think they should go get a few of these guys. Maybe throw in Anthony Hopkins. I don't know. Maybe throw him in somehow. Something really dark. I mean, Al Pacino. Go get Al. Matter of fact, maybe Al Pacino's on the list. No, I'm just joking now. But I'm just saying, we don't know who all's. Look, banks and companies and close associates of Putin, who is not himself named in the documents. Well, that's important. I mean, Putin's not in there, but it's his close associates. Okay. Secretly shuffled as much as $2 billion through banks and shadow companies, according to the ICIJ. The allegations were not aired by Russian state TV, of course. And Putin, Russia, our country, our stability, and the upcoming elections are the main target, specifically to destabilize the situation in Russia. The Kremlin spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, who himself figures in the leaked documents, told journalists in Moscow. So, wow, it's getting ugly. Now, let me tell you what it says, what they're saying in Israel. All right? Are you all right? Are you serious? What? I mean, calm down. This is the the pushing and the shoving. Russia's concerned that the United States and other world powers are trying to destabilize their economy through, first of all, the price of crude oil that went so low. All right? I mean, that really hurt Russia. Russia's starting to pull out of Syria. You notice what's going now. You notice what happened. As soon as Russia said, okay, we're going to back out of Syria. We're leaving Iran there to do our dirty work, but we'll back out. Price of crude oil started going back up, which is only helping the Russian economy, as well as the Iranian economy, as well as the Saudi Arabian economy. It doesn't do much for your pocketbook, but you see it. It's starting to rise, all right? Okay, even my little dog's nervous. She's over there scratching. She's like, "Oh no, you're talking about this stuff." All right, but here we go. Let me tell you what it says in the Times of Israel. Panama's president said his government would cooperate vigorously with any judicial investigation arising from the leak of the vast trove of information on the offshore financial dealings of the world's rich and famous. A global coalition of media outlets known as the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists said on Sunday's published that investigators, it said, stemmed from a leak of 11.5 million paper records kept by a Panama-based law firm. All right. Juan Carlos Varela said in a statement that the revelations shouldn't detract, from the government's zero tolerance for any illicit activities in Panama's financial industry. And then, of course, these documents from 214,000 entities detail the offshore holdings of a dozen current and former world leaders, as well as businessmen, criminals, cartel leaders, celebrities, and sports stars. And among the countries with past or present political figures named in the reports are Iceland, Ukraine, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Russia, and Argentina. Vladimir Putin's spokesman claimed that the Russian president was the main target of the investigation, which he suggested was the result of Putinophobia. Putinophobia? That's not good. It's true though. Putin does get a bad rap a lot. Let's face it. He gets smacked around by everybody, yet he ends up still being the last man standing. This ex-KGB agent is no pushover. Look what he's done to Obama. He has literally, he's been three moves ahead of Obama on every foreign policy movement there is. He literally pushed America out of the Middle East and took over the air superiority. He brought the Iranians in. He really, seriously, was part of the reason that the Iranian nuke deal was done. It was Putin, really. It was Putin. It was not John Kerry. It was Putin pulling the world powers together. The Chinese and the Germans come along, and the French and the British and the Americans. Putin has been very, very, very far advanced militarily, strategically, geopolitically, and really, let's be honest, he has stood Obama up in a couple meetings. He really has made him look like it's been child's play, really. It's been like taking candy from a baby. And I'm an American, and I'm talking about what the Russian president has outmaneuvered the American president, but it's absolutely the truth. So in Putin's mind, these documents, this is a witch hunt on him and some of his closer allies. Well, we'll see how this all shakes out. The Panama Papers, will it end up affecting what's going on here in the political turbulence of the United States elections? I don't know. Now, this morning, came out that Donald Trump, in an interview yesterday, made a statement that, look out, he said, a devastating recession is about to hit the United States. And I've been telling Heidi that, here comes the Shemitah prediction, The Mystery of the Shemitah by Jonathan Cahn. Here it comes. It's coming in the fall. That there will be definitely some effects in a recession area just before the election. It's due to the Obama doctrine, which is a complete failure, and partly because of Obamacare. See, the real ugly effects of Obamacare we start feeling already. People have got their tax returns. They got hit heavy because of Obamacare because they couldn't afford health care. Their earned income credits cut in half. People are being taxed everywhere they turn. And as we go into now the next implementation phase of Obamacare, which is 2017, it's going to get real ugly. And the big bankers know this, and so they're bracing themselves now for what's about to happen. So we'll see what takes place. Keep an eye on what's going on, folks. It's all leading to the mark of the beast. All of this, by discrediting the political process. For instance, if you take let's say you take the nomination away from Trump and Cruz and you give it to Paul Ryan. I mean, that sends a message that democracy's done in America. And that might just happen, folks. Or look at the instability of the financial records and how everybody maneuvers, the shifting, the manipulation of world currencies in China, the Panama Papers. All of these things are just showing the system is broken. And this totally sets up the preparation for the mark of the beast, for the rise of the new world order. And that's really the United Nations agenda in Agenda 2030. They're what they call global sustainability. The central bankers are failing. Greece is broke, busted, and disgusted. All of the European Union nations are screaming. The migrant crisis is out of hand. The Middle East is in total madness. The American political scene is in total chaos. I mean, this is part of the Saul Alinsky plan to bring in a new world order. The spirit of the Illuminati, the Antichrist spirit, is about to rise. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ. It's going to get really rocky from here on out. Trust in the Lord. I'm glad I'm not involved in this world economy. I'm glad I'm in the kingdom currency. I'm walking under the shadow of the Almighty. So are you. If you're saved, keep doing what you're supposed to do. God will bless you. Amen. He promised.